Hello, Realistic Leadership World. I wanted to welcome you back to the Realistic Leadership channel by yours truly, George McGee, where the purpose of this channel is to consult, educate, motivate, and inspire leaders from all generations and all sectors, from our future leaders to our church leaders to our IPO leaders. We're here to help all of you. All right, I have some numbers here. Well, first, I'm sure you've probably seen what we will be talking about today, which is being overwhelmed. Specifically, we're going to talk about how to combat it in 4 easy steps. Okay, have some numbers here. The American Psychological Association stated roughly 57% of all people in the workforce will consistently experience workplace burnout this year. 57%. It gets better though. Per Forbes, 80% of leadership, managers, supervisors, CEOs, 80% of leadership are going to experience workplace burnout this year, roughly 80%. Overall, between both of those statistics, the two major factors are excessive workload and financial strain. So not only are people feeling overworked, but they're also feeling like they can't pay their bills either. So Realistic Leadership is here to help. Now, normally in our episodes, we have one realistic leadership moment. Today, we're going to have two, just because how impactful and how important and how personal this particular topic is for me. So here's the first one. And by the way, realistic leadership moments are moments where a leader takes a mental introspection on their life, where they're going, what their goals are, and how to get where they need to go. And if they need to adjust, this is one of those times. Realistic leadership moments should happen very consistently, very, very consistently. So here's the first one. Everyone that works in this day and age will experience some form of work stress. Accept it. Accept it. Now let's get to how to dealing with it correctly. It's all about how you deal with it. Okay. Now let's get on to the first step. First step, I've talked about it ad nauseum. Avoid people pleasing. And I'm going to explain why. Another reason as to why. Not only does people pleasing create overthinking, but it also keeps you from creating and sustaining workplace boundaries that are necessary. And yes, there are workplace boundaries that are necessary. See your HR book if you have one for those boundaries that your company has. You need to have them as well. Number 2, know your priorities. What's more important to you in this particular situation? Some people, when they talk about know your priorities, it's at a 30,000 foot view. I'm talking about everyday situational awareness and decisions on what your priorities will be in this particular project, in this particular situation, on how you're going to move to help yourself to get where you need to go. So overall, what I'm saying is knowing your priorities isn't just overall know your priorities in life. It's also knowing your priorities in this particular situation, in this particular moment, because things change very rapidly in life. Okay, let's move on to the next step. Have a mentor. If you don't have a mentor, get a mentor. Okay. This person plays a role in someone that to listen to you and give you insight, not to be another manager or your spouse or not to be an extra person to boss you around. This person is to listen to you and give you Let me edit that. Sound insight. Sound insight, good insight, wisdom. Okay. Be very selective of this person, leaders, because they play a major role in your decision making process. Be very selective. They do not have to work in the same department or the same company or the same division as you. They do not have to have the same position as you. I will say this, make sure that they are smarter than you. Here's what I mean by that. That they are smarter than you because they have acquired the experience and the knowledge and the tools to help you through your career path. Notice I didn't say they had a doctorate degree or 5 doctorate degrees. I know people that have doctorate degrees, that have PhDs, that they might need to hand them back. However, that was just a joke. But however, get you someone that has realistic wisdom to give you. Let's move on to the next point, which connects to our next point, actually. Good circle. A good circle. Be selective of the people who are within your circle. Your mentor is obviously one person that's in your circle. And I'm talking about your work circle. Your work circle. Some people may say, well, I don't talk to people at work, George. You might want to. You might be able to get a couple of good ideas from them. Okay. And it doesn't hurt to say hi every now and again. But if you're not in a situation to talk to people, I understand. However, most of us are. If you are in the majority of us that are, okay, keep some positive people around you. Anyone can find someone to complain. Keep positive people around you and have your best, I can say have your best interest at heart, but let me edit that. Let me go ahead and say, instead of having your best interest at heart, can really check you when you need to be checked, hold you accountable when you need to be held accountable, give you recognition when you're not getting recognition. Those are the people who you need around you. You know, me and my family just watched the Olympics, and we were very disappointed in the 4x1 men's track team. However, we were elated with the women's 4x1 and the women's 4x4 and the men's 4x4 because of the teamwork that they had around them. And even afterwards, they talked about facing adverse situations, some of them being Nike athletes, some of them being Adidas athletes, and some of their coaches might not be seeing eye to eye. But at the end of the day, they were positive, came together, got a solution, and as a team, brought home the gold. Now, the men's 4x1, they got some stuff to work on. But keep a good circle around you, positive people around you. Okay. All right. That leads us into our realistic leader moment, our second realistic leader moment of the day. Okay. Again, our realistic leader moments of the day are moments to where a leader takes a mental introspection on their life, their leadership tactics, their goals, where they are, where they're trying to be. And this should happen consistently. So here's the second one of today's episode. Your career cannot become your personal identity. Your career cannot become your personal identity. It will destroy you. I have seen it destroy people. It almost destroyed me. Now be mindful. As you climb the corporate ladder, this becomes more difficult to do this. which is a whole nother episode in itself. Some of you will say that the steps that I spoke about today are super simple. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Complicated answers sound good, but they are ineffective and expensive. On behalf of the staff here at the Realistic Leadership Channel, we would like to thank you for tuning in. We would like to wish you the very best in your leadership, and we will